Now at 10, a Salt Lake City police officer facing charges. A look at his past while on the job, raising new questions. Plus, the ABC4 News team bringing you Sundance coverage today from all the hustle and bustle in Park City. And
people don't think they need flood insurance. People think, well, the only people who need flood insurance are people who live right on the beach or somebody who lives, on the banks of a river that has a history of flooding.
Many Californians paying the price for not having flood insurance.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Welcome to ABC4 News at 10. I'm Glenn Mills. We will be checking in with Emily a little later in the show. A Salt Lake City police officer accused of hitting a man with his personal vehicle facing an aggravated assault charge. He's currently on paid administrative leave, but through a records request, ABC4's Courtney Johns discovering he had worked for a different police department before that. She joins us now live from Salt Lake City with more on what we're learning tonight. Courtney.
Yeah, Glenn, before Thomas Cagle started working for the Salt Lake City Police Department, he was an officer for the Ogden City Police Department. And before he left, he had been written up several times.
Senses, it's just oh my God.
Police say the incident started when Thomas Cagle rear-ended the driver. But when they pulled over, it escalated.
Oh my God!
When the driver goes to open his trunk, police say Cagle drove forward, pinning the man.
That guy was just, in my opinion, playing it off. In my opinion.
According to the incident report, Ogden Police called in another agency because Cagle,
it's more embarrassing for me because I know half the people that work here,
used to work for them.
I put so much time and effort into my career, and then something stupid like this is more than likely gonna me and lose my retirement.
According to Ogden police records, Cagle had been written up 4 times in 2018, including one instance where he hit a pedestrian who was improperly crossing the roadway.
Yeah, especially being straight-laced, not ever being in trouble before. Happens.
In 2019, an internal investigation found Cagle failed to properly investigate and complete reports over several months, including cases involving missing people and assaults. The report stating if they had any other problems, he would be fired. Cagle quit shortly after this and started working for the Salt Lake City Police Department.
I'm just going to be pissed if Salt Lake over with only a few years left.
We asked the Salt Lake City Police Department if they were aware of Cagle's record before they hired him. They told us they would not comment on an employee's record while they are under investigation. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Courtney Johns, ABC4 News.
I cannot tell you how many nights I stayed up wishing I wasn't trans, contemplating whether suicide was better than continuing to live as a trans person. I would not be alive if I had not been able to transition, and I am lucky that my attempts to take my life before that time failed.
That statement we just heard from Senator Nate Bluen's transgender intern. The senator quoting intern Ari before voting no on Senate Bill 16. Today, this bill banning gender-affirming care and puberty blockers for transgender kids and teens, along with 2 others legislating transgender youth, clearing the Senate. Those bills requiring schools tell parents if their student uses another name or pronoun in the classroom, and outlaws changes to birth certificates before the age of 18. In Utah County today, 2 people had a close call with an avalanche. This all happening above the Aspen Grove trailhead just before noon. Details are limited, but we do know both people escaped the avalanche. A 26-year-old man, we're told, did twist his ankle and was not able to walk out on his own. Search and rescue teams had to go out and help him get out of the area. Sheriff's deputies telling us they were able to do that safely. Taking a look now at Main Street in Park City. Our ABC4 News team covering all things Sundance tonight. Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy has a look at the weather conditions.
Glenn, it has been a cold day at the Sundance Film Festival, and heading into tonight, Park City going to see those temperatures dropping to the single digits in some spots, but it's not stopping people from getting out there and really enjoying the festival. The warmth and the excitement of Sundance definitely present in Summit County tonight. The rest of the state dealing with that exiting storm system that brought some snow to southern Utah. Check out this picture from Capitol Reef. Yeah, our national parks picking up snow, and Capitol Reef looks as gorgeous as ever as we sprinkle 3 inches of powder down in that area. So this exiting storm system, which you notice on satellite this evening pushing out of the state, we definitely saw it on the move. Now we've got clear, calm conditions with a northerly flow taking over. That northerly flow brings very, very cold air. So we are going to have a cold overnight and a really chilly start to our Saturday, but more sunshine on deck, which is good news there. High temperatures today, well below average. Typically this time of year, Salt Lake makes it into the upper 30s. We were just a few degrees, but throughout the rest of the state, we definitely running below the seasonal norms. St. George only getting into the 40s. Cold day for Cedar City, where it was on and off with that snow. Finally tonight, we're watching those snow showers dwindle and taper off with quieter conditions now settling in. If you're thinking of heading out to Sundance for the weekend, just know it is going to be really cold. The next 4 days are going to pack a punch. Temperatures in the 20s. You're going to want to layer. And as you can see, Park City has the chance of getting some snow on Sunday. We've got a quick hitter of a system that's taking aim at a portion of the Beehive State. We're going to walk through the impacts and when to expect and who will be impacted. Coming up in my full forecast in just a few minutes. Glenn, back to you.
Oh my goodness, those temperatures are looking cold. Thanks so much, Lana. Appreciate that. Sticking with Sundance now, thousands coming to Park City for the first in-person festival in 2 years. We go now to my co-anchor, Emily Flores, with more on today's events.
And good evening from Park City, where the Sundance Film Festival is in full swing on day 2 now of the festival, where thousands of people are flocking to Park City to take part in some way or another. Some people lucky enough to view a film, others listening in on the panels, or some just even come for the people watching. Now today we were honored to be at the premiere of Still, a Michael J. Fox movie. It was a powerful moment to witness the production crew of this documentary watch Michael J. Fox walk in. You could feel the respect, the admiration, and the inspiration they felt for Michael J. Fox. It was a powerful moment leading into the premiere of a very personal story with Parkinson's. It was an energetic entrance into a Sundance stretch, all for the premiere of his film Still, a documentary telling the improbable tale of Michael J. Fox's rise to stardom and then the unexpected diagnosis. Director Davis Guggenheim summarizes it best.
This movie is not about Parkinson's. It's really about a short kid from Canada who dropped out of high school to try to become a big movie star, and it actually happens. And then when it happens, life sends him this thunderbolt.
That thunderbolt, Parkinson's disease. As a young Hollywood star in the 80s, Michael J. Fox was diagnosed at age 29.
And so what do you do with that? You know, at first he was very ill-equipped. And at first he did some of the wrong things before he did the right things. It's about how he personally as a human dealt with adversity. And that's something I think that's what the movie's about, is how we all deal with adversity.
But as heavy as that sounds, the film director, producers, composer, and editor all say because Michael J. Fox is who he is, the film is undeniably fun.
The interviews with him are just hysterically funny. We struggled in the edit before we interviewed him to make the film work. And once he sat down and he just rolled off his story, he was incredible. Like, he's one of the funniest people I've ever met, and he's witty, and most importantly, he was honest.
Intimate and honest, the film explores what happens when an incurable optimist confronts an incurable disease, bringing perspective and inspiration to those with or without insight into the complex, debilitating disease.
Everyone should see it. Now, later, you know, when it's on Apple, when it has a theatrical release. Yeah, I think, you know, if you're a fan of Michael's, or not, or you don't know anything about him, whatever it is, there is such a great story of humanity and tenacity and persistence and love that I don't care who you are, it's going to be, I think you should see it. I think you're going to like it.
Sundance is known as the place for independent filmmakers to try to get their big start. We're all very familiar in Utah with Napoleon Dynamite, of course, one of the classics that started at Sundance. Quentin Tarantino got his launch here. But outside of the films, Sundance is a place many come to listen to the panel discussions, workshops, parties, and even the music that they offer here. It's an annual event that brings a worldwide community together. And according to Dan Howard, the Vice President of Communications with Visit Park City, the festival is an integral part of Park City and has been for 40 years. So to finally be back in person after a couple of years virtual, this is a huge year.
We have directors and producers and actors who are in our town talking about really important social issues, whether it's human trafficking or the impacts of war or climate or wildlife. These are things they're passionate about, and our town is passionate about it. And so we need to have those conversations in our town again, in person, instead of just virtual where it could be anywhere. This is part of Park City's legacy. Howard explained that Sundance isn't this huge financial boost necessarily, mentioning that hotels and Airbnbs are seeing about a 30 to 35% higher occupancy during the 10 days compared to when it was all virtual. But the festival is mostly about the meaning it brings to the city, something Utahns as a whole, he says, should experience at some point or another, and something we as Utah should always appreciate. The Sundance Film Festival will take place here in Park City, with some events also in Salt Lake City through January 29th. In Park City, I'm Emily Flores, ABC4 News.
Coming up, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis blocking a high school African American studies course, saying the class would violate state law. And after weeks of severe rain and snow, many Californians paying the price for not having flood insurance. More on that after the break.